Hey guys, Gold here. So, we just recently hit about 300 subscribers on the channel. That is certainly more than I ever really thought we'd get. So, I decided, it may be time for another milestone celebration. I thought about doing another Q&A segment, but I'm still not really sure that'll go over super well. Again, it really just kind of depends on how many people are even willing to ask questions in the first place. So instead, I thought it might be fun to share with you all some bloopers and outtakes from across my various videos. While I generally do scripted content, I don't always manage to get everything in a single take. And I have saved some of my funnier outtakes, screw ups, and so forth throughout various different videos. Not really exactly ever intending to share them, but I figure, you know what? Yeah, just an overall blooper reel from everything that I've done so far. That seems like a somewhat decent way to celebrate how far the channel's come and grown since I started doing, more serious content here. So, yeah, with that out of the way, let's just jump right into it. So a while back, I made a video talking about Belveth and the potential void event that would follow her addition to the game. And then we never really got a void event. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm in the minority here, but I really thought that the release of a new void champion was going to signal a major plot update, like how Viego's addition thought. Bleh. Let's try that again. So by this point, I think we're all well aware of the tragic drought in New League lore recently. Supposedly, this is because Riot wants to focus on telling Runeterra's stories primarily through external media going forward, with shows like Orcane. Uh, Already we're off to a great start. So there you have it, my picks for potential Riot Forge games. What did you all think? Do any of my Pinterest... Yeah, damn it. Honestly, looking back, it's a little iffy because Kratos actually winds up fulfilling another prophecy. Blah, blah, blah. Let's try that again. Healing from an blah blah. Let's start that again. Here we have a Gragas whose lore is a bit more serious. Blah. Because of this, Zhana's religion still continues in the Undercity to this day. People pray to her for clean air or protection, and she readily supports them. Zhana's role in the lore now is that of a silent, mysterious guardian, which is actually fitting because that is apparently what her name literally translates to in the Shuriman language. People carry bird talismans in her honor, and there's even a whole holiday. Blah, 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 blah. Let's try that again. Somehow, they both survived the journey, and Mahira was chosen as the aspect of justice. Basically, a celestial god made her into its mortal host to enact its will on Runeterra. Also, at some point, Mahira gave birth on the way down the mountain, so take that how you will. Anyways, it wasn't long before Mahira was fully possessed by the aspect, not unlike how Atreus was taken over by Pantheon. And so she eventually left her family behind to go and fight whoever or whatever the god told her to fight, really. Needless to say, it left Kelon with a less than stellar opinion of the gods. So when he heard about a fledgling nation with strong anti-magic sentiments in the north, Kelon ran away with his daughters and never looked back. Unfortunately for him, it's not exactly easy to outrun a god, especially when that god is technically the child of your daughters. And personally, I have mixed feelings on the matter. On one hand, I do think that it sucks that so many stories can just never reach a proper conclusion. Proper conclusion. Let's do that again. Lilia watched as the dreaming tree grew sick as a result. She did her best to keep it alive, but to little avail. Then a bunch of random strangers entered the grove, a swordsman and a bunch of armed warriors pursuing him. The swordsman is vaguely implied to be Yasuo, but whoever these people are, they get into a fight and wind up cutting off a branch containing Lilia's unrealized dream. Wait, what does that even mean? What is her unrealized dream? Did the dream of the dreaming tree also have a D? Damn it. This is so fucking stupid. Unfortunately, the authorities could never charge and arrest him for his crimes because Mundo, not Mundo, what the fuck? Yeah, this version is probably the worst one of the three. For one thing, a lot of details are left incredibly vague. We don't even know Mundo's original name, since that was something he just started calling himself after misreading his own name tag. Of course, the bigger issue at play here is that this bio takes the same tone issues as Mundo's original backstory and kinda cranks them up to 11. Even after the VGU, Mundo continues to be a goofy comedy relief character, but with a dark and tragic backstory arguably even more messed up than the original. Now, asylums and their mistreatment of the mentally ill throughout history is a touchy subject that... Fuck. What the fuck did I just say? And speaking of things that seem shallow, at least on the surface, did you guys know that Darius had a love interest? Her name was Kalila. A child... I'm gonna redo that. I think I butchered that. As for which camp Shyvana falls into, well, that depends on the version of the bio you're looking at. Since her inception, Shyvana, blah 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 blah. And on that note, let's talk about Shyvana's future VGU. Okay, so I'll be completely honest with you all. I actually don't dislike Shyvana's design. Oh, don't get me wrong, her model and her animations are clunky as hell, and the original splash art wasn't anything special, but like, her new artwork just looks badass. Not only did the whole image get a considerable considerable. Let's try that again. First off, Shyvana's armor. While I think it's a fine enough design on its own, it does admittedly suffer from not looking particularly Demacian. Shyvana is from an era in which Riot never really tried all that hard to give champions the same region design. That fuck. Let's do that again. So I was originally planning to give my thoughts and opinions about Skarner after his rework. Let's try that again. As it stands, I think that just mixing. As it stands, I think that just makes. Fuck. Making hex crystals. Now, Thresh isn't exactly the first horror-themed champion to be added to League, but the others before him all had a level of cartoonishness. Cartoonishness. In truth, the Ishtali missed one. A single sapling that survived. Perhaps we could even say that one mage, thinking it wrong to write blah blah blah. Let's try that again. And those were my bloopers. Well, not all of them. I do have bloopers for that Glory and Navori video that I did, but since I included those within the video itself, I figured there was no real point in repeating them here, even if they were arguably some of my funniest. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this little blooper reel of mine. I know it probably wasn't like laugh out loud funny. It's mostly just, me flubbing certain recording lines or tripping over myself as I speak, but I hope you still found some enjoyment. So, anyways, yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time, and until then, stay bright.